Alright, hello everyone, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. I am, officially full-time back from vacation, getting back into the swing of things after being away for, 4 straight days. Welcome to today's gameplay stream. It is Saturday, July 23rd, 2016. I indeed am Darkside Phil, and today we're going to be doing something pretty interesting, at least from my perspective. As you know, since its release way back in early May, actually I take that back, it was actually late May of 2016, excuse me, misspoke there. Overwatch has been one of the go-to games for me when I'm looking to jump back into something over a period of time. Let's say, for example, it's a slow weekend, there aren't a lot of new releases, or maybe I've already wrapped up all the new releases for the week. I'll typically jump in and play a session of Overwatch. Now, this game is incredibly addictive. It's a lot of fun. It had 21 characters at launch. And for a competitive multiplayer game to have 21 completely different kinds of characters at launch is almost unprecedented. So much so that this game, it's had entire memes based around it. It's got a hardcore following. It now has competitive modes and stuff put into it. And it's been a pretty good experience for me. $60 that I paid back in May, and I've gone back to it, how many times for a fun stream here or there, some additional footage. So I really like Overwatch. I do. I think so far this year it's actually one of my favorite games, even though it's certainly not content heavy. Just the competitive nature of the game and the fun of playing as all the different characters make it one of those games with insanely high replayability. So the reason we're going back to Overwatch this week, you might wonder why, because I just played it last week, right? It's very simple. It had its very first expansion this week. And unlike these other FPS games where, you want the expansion, you've got to buy the season pass for $60, and then you'll get 4 map packs and this and that. It's not like that. With Overwatch, Blizzard is basically saying, listen, we appreciate the fact that you all came out and bought our game in May, and that you've been playing the living hell out of it, that you've created this culture around the game. And what we're going to do is we're just going to give you all DLC content completely for free. Which may leave some game developers completely baffled as to how this business model can work. It's pretty simple. It's called building faith in your consumer base. Meaning, Blizzard has a pretty good track record with their consumer base of doing the right thing, doing constant patches and expansions to fix game-breaking bugs or game imbalances. And they have a pretty good track record with giving quality for the dollar. So that's why when Overwatch released as the very first-person shooter that Blizzard had ever put out in May, people came out in droves to buy the game. Okay? So here we are, only what? About a little over 2 months? Yeah, it is a little bit over 2 months after the initial release of the game. And Blizzard has decided to release a DLC character as well as a rebalancing patch completely for free. So what changed? Well, first of all, there's a brand new character called Ana. Ana is a sniper. Now you might say, well, the game already has a sniper in Widowmaker, so why do we need a secondary sniper? It's a sniper of a different color. Ana is a character who, when she snipes, she heals the team. So if you see, a tank-like character, or, your offensive characters going at it at the distance, and you see that they're taking a pummeling, you can actually snipe them to give them health back, which is pretty crazy. Now, she also does do damage as a sniper, shooting the enemy, but she certainly doesn't do anywhere nearly as much damage as Widowmaker, so she is kind of more like a support character than anything else. Now, she also has a sleep dart, which is kind of similar to, oh my god, why can't I remember his name now? Oh my god, the cowboy guy. I cannot believe I can't remember his name right now. But basically it stuns the opponent and leaves them wide open for an attack. So that's pretty useful. And then she's also got a grenade that heals your team in an area of effect. So it's like a slow healing grenade. Again, if you're spying out the action as a sniper and you see, oh man, my team's down on the objective and they're getting pummeled, throw the grenade down on the objective, it'll heal them all. And then also, there is the ability to throw the grenade to prevent healing. So if you don't know about that, what that means is, let's say there's a Mercy who's constantly healing the enemy team, or there's a Lucio, and it's really annoying because your team is doing their best, their damnedest to take out the enemy, and they just can't seem to finish off any of them. Toss your grenade at the enemy, it prevents healing in an area of effect. So again, a pretty interesting, absolutely pretty interesting feature. She seems like one of the most unique characters ever in a first-person shooter, because typically you don't get that. Usually a sniper is about stealth and high damage output, period. This sniper seems to be more about support than anything else, completely unique. So I like that. I like that there's a character, the first character they've added is completely different than what you would expect. I like that. And then, of course, not only is there a new character today, for free, by the way, I gotta mention this, it's free. They don't charge you anything for it. It's free update for the game. There's also balance changes. Now, notably, the balance changes, most notably, are for the characters Zenyatta and D.Va. Zenyatta has been buffed. His orbs, both his Discord and his healing orbs, move faster now, so you can apply them to your teammates or your enemies quicker. His alternate fire orb, the one that you charge up for a multi-shot, has increased damage, which is crazy, because it did a lot of damage before. And I think most notably, his biggest buff is his ultimate. He moves twice as fast when he activates his ultimate now, and has a bigger area of effect healing for his team. So, they basically made him twice as good, which is pretty insane when you think about it. Oh yeah, he also has 50 additional shields. So they increased his health by about 50. Pretty nuts. D.Va, a lot of people complained because D.Va really couldn't be played as a tank effectively. You know, she would take a lot of damage, and her shield ability, which is what was supposed to make her like a tank, had a cooldown that was so long that it wasn't effective. So what they've done with D.Va is they've now made her shield ability different. It's a different kind of activation, so you can use it a lot more often. I believe they also changed its effectiveness. In addition, they made her ultimate better. Like, her ultimate now charges faster. Her ultimate now has a, I think, it explodes in only 3 seconds instead of 4. If you remember, her ultimate is when she jumps out of the mech, and it blows up. It's like a bomb. Area of effect bomb. Insta-kill if anyone is in the area of effect and sees it. They die. So now they made it so she could do it better. She doesn't take damage from that, by the way. So when she jumps out of her own mech, she doesn't have to run away anymore. She could stand her own and fight, rather than have to worry about running away from the mech that's a bomb so she doesn't kill herself. And if I remember correctly, there's one other major change. I think that she can summon the mech more quickly now as well. So basically, tons of huge buffs, alright, for both Zenyatta and D.Va. Now, there's a couple other buffs that they did, or changes in the game. For example, I think Lucio, his wall running works better now. Like, a lot of people complained that they really wanted to make Lucio this free-flowing character, but a lot of the times you try to wall run with him and he would fall off the wall, or he wouldn't go around corners, and it was really annoying. And so they fixed that. Now, in addition, there's one other major change. Actually, I looked up this changes list earlier this week. Actually, I want to say thank you to God Revan, because he actually sent it to me, and I read it, and I wanted to get some little bit of research in before I played today. The final change is pretty much that all characters who heal now get ultimate charge from healing, which didn't used to happen. It used to be you would heal and it wouldn't affect your ultimate meter at all. Now it does. But the trade-off here is that all of those characters who have healing now have had their ultimates take longer to charge. The biggest change here is Roadhog, 45% increase to his ultimate charge. So basically, if you're Roadhog, you know, most people who play Roadhog know you're going to be healing a lot. He's a damage sponge. That's his point. And since you heal so much, it's going to be charging your ultimate tons. And Blizzard said, well, if we do that, he's going to have his ultimate way too often. So they basically lowered, big time, they lowered his ultimate charge by 45%. So it'll be interesting today to see, are there going to be some characters that are getting their ultimates like crazy fast compared to how they used to? Are there going to be some characters that get their ultimates way slower? You know what I mean? You know, and for characters that don't heal at all, will they seem like they get their ultimates quicker than the healing characters? Or will it be vice versa? I don't know. So that's a lot of balance changes there that they did to the game with this latest patch this week. And I'm pretty excited to check them out and see overall how they turn out in the game. So that's going to be today's stream, about 3.5 hours of multiplayer in Overwatch. It should be pretty fun. Now, a couple quick things I want to cover. I also purchased a $20 loot box pack for the game. Why did I do this? Well, 2 reasons. Number 1, because I love the game. I've been playing the living hell out of the game. I've wanted to get some of the better, like, legendary skins and colors and stuff, and I really haven't had too much luck. I got 1 or 2 alternate colors that were pretty nice for certain characters, and I did get 1 legendary skin for Winston and 1 legendary skin for Pharah. And that was it. That's all I've gotten in all the time that I've played the game since May. Over 2 months, I've only really gotten 2 good kind of pieces of loot out of the loot boxes I've opened. So I decided, you know what? This is the second reason. Number 2, all the DLC is free. Unlike these other games, right? These other first-person shooters, you pay $60, and then you have to pay $40, $50 for the season pass. Blizzard isn't doing that. So since I know I'm guaranteed I'm going to get free characters over the course of the year, I say, you know what? In a good faith agreement like that with a game developer, I'm willing to shell out a few more bucks to get a little bit of extra enjoyment out of the game. So I spent $20 today, and I got the 24 loot box pack, and we're going to be opening that live on stream right as I start after the pre-stream today, okay? That's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully I get a couple legendaries. It'd be nice if I get maybe 2 more legendary, skins or something during that opening. Of course, it's certainly not guaranteed. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a ton of luck. I don't know. FYI, everyone, I'm getting word that Stream Chat is not working properly. I am actually getting word that people are trying to join the Stream Chat and it's, like, crashing completely. I apologize for that. If we could find any kind of an alternative for you, I'll tweet it out. I don't know what's going on, why it's not working. I guess maybe it crashed again. It happens from time to time where the Stream Chat just doesn't want to freaking work, and it seems like today is one of those days. So if I get an alternative for you, I'll let you know. But right now, we really don't have anything. Sometimes people find like an alternate chat client. I would strongly recommend this to you. If you are an avid stream watcher, if you've been watching my streams a lot, especially with the upcoming month of August, with all the new games coming out and, the hardcore gaming season, I recommend you don't use the plugin on the website. That's kind of just for a casual viewer. I recommend that you get a chat client. Alright, the one that I use is called MIRC, but there are many others out there. IRC Chat Clients, it's a third-party program that you can open up on your computer or your mobile device, and I can use that to chat, because ultimately it's much better, okay? That's what I actually use on my laptop, MIRC, and I have it as a separate thing. It's much more manageable than the silly plugin. It works a lot better, okay? So you might want to look into that, especially on a day like today, when if you're trying to join the stream chat and it's not working. This would probably be the day. And trust me, I knew, because we have a whopping 17 people in the stream chat, while we have hundreds of people watching on stream. I'm pretty sure that there's a problem. So I apologize for that, okay? Alright, so we're going to start shortly. We're going to start where I'm just going to look at Anna quickly, and then I'm going to open the loot boxes. That's going to be the opening of the stream, and then we're going to jump right into the multiplayer, alright? So that'll be fun. I hope that you're ready for it. I'm excited for it. See how it goes today. Tomorrow, I'll be returning to Silent Hill Homecoming, which I started yesterday, if you're not aware. I did return from vacation yesterday and played about 3 hours of Silent Hill Homecoming. That's live on DSPGaming right now if you'd like to check it out. Okay. Also, last night, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I did. I put together my Pokemon Go video in regards to all the Pokemon Go gameplay that we did while we were in Seattle. It's about a 20-minute long video that outlines our trip, and it talks about the Pokemon activities going through all the tourism areas of Seattle, Washington. So, it's a pretty interesting video. It is mostly a slideshow. There's not much I could do about that, because I didn't have any kind of a third-party app to record a video in-game of Pokemon. And quite honestly, no one really had a solution for that either. I actually did some research online, and it seems like most people are saying there really isn't an active way to do it easily. But it's a fun video. And hopefully, you will check it out. It's live on KO Gaming right now. And it's a good watch, especially if, you want to know more about the Pokemon side of our trip rather than the touristy side of our trip, which is what I mostly vlogged on the King of Hate Vlogs channel. It's a pretty interesting watch, so please check that out, alright? Monday's up in the air. Monday I may be doing more Silent Hill or maybe some Persona 3 or both. It all depends on how far I've gotten in Silent Hill, so we'll see. And then Tuesday Tuesday is unique because there's 3 new things coming out on Tuesday. There's a new character in Street Fighter V, Jury. There's also the Microsoft game preview of We Happy Few, which from what I'm going to understand is not going to be like the full game, but just like a preview teaser for the game. We don't know when it actually is releasing fully. And then supposedly, then there's also going to be a new episode for Minecraft Story Mode, all released on Tuesday. So, unfortunately, we don't have timing yet of what's going to be available. So, I'll be doing at least one, if not multiple of those on Tuesday, and whatever I don't do will be spilling over into Wednesday. Alright? And then later in the week, you know, I'll be focusing on what I didn't finish. So, if I didn't finish Silent Hill, I'll also be focusing on Persona 3, because I really want to do a lot of Persona 3 gameplay this week. Maybe even finish it up, either the last days of the month or the first few days of August. So, that's kind of what's on the docket for the rest of this week, for those of you who've been wondering. Alright? Now I'm getting a bunch of people tweeting me saying that the stream chat isn't working, so I'm going to send out a tweet. Hold on, everyone. I'm going to send out a quick tweet. FYI, I'm aware of the stream chat issues today. Sorry about that. I recommend you get a third-party client. Client. I use MIRC on days like this. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I'm about to get started, everyone. As usual, you know, I've had this splash screen up. You've seen this, the plugs and stuff, alright? I'm not going to go too far into it. I will say this. My girlfriend, Leanna, is about 5 orders away from hitting her monthly quota. And being that we've been away for the week, she really hasn't been able to promote her business. So please check it out at etsy.com/shop/theblackcurrant, as you see on your screen right now. Handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. In fact, the entire time we were in Seattle, we were using her soaps. I was using her bonsai soap, and oh my god, it was amazing. I love the bonsai scent. It's so good. It's one of my favorite scents of all the stuff that she makes. So please check it out when you get the chance, okay? But the one thing that I obviously need to plug is Patreon, because we are very quickly approaching the end of July. There's only 8 days left. Only 8 days left in the month of July, if you're not aware. And what that means is there's 8 days left to pledge to reach the monthly goal and to do the return of the Patron's Choice playthrough, where patrons who pledge $5 or more will be able to nominate and then vote on a game that I will be doing a playthrough of starting in September. Okay? I'm just going to warn everyone, right now we are far below the goal by around $250. If you go to patreon.com/darksidephil, it may say that we're below it by more. It's actually not true. It's estimating that a bunch of people are going to have their pledges declined because that's happened in past months. However, this month, I activated the ability to make it so that people have to actually pledge or pay when they pledge. So people can't come in and do a false $100 pledge this month because they'd actually get charged $100. So all those kind of false pledges have been removed from the account, luckily. So what that means is that number you're seeing on the page is inaccurate. We're actually below the goal by around $250. So please consider pledging if you haven't. You know, we're going to have a big push here at the end of the month, this final week, to reach the goal. I really would like to see another Patron's Choice playthrough. The games that were picked by patrons previously, including Minecraft, Persona 4, and the Persona 3 playthrough that I'm currently finishing up, have all been great, and I've loved them. I've loved playing them, and these playthroughs give me exposure to stuff that normally I wouldn't see, or normally I wouldn't play. You know what I mean? It takes me out of my comfort zone. I never even known what the hell the Persona series was until it became a Patron's Choice playthrough. That's the God's honest truth. You know, I played Persona 4 Arena years ago, but I didn't know any of the characters. I didn't even know what kind of JRPG they were from. I just kind of flubbed it. So, that being said, please consider pledging, especially if you love the daily live streams, right? You want to see, stuff going on, you want to see me continue to do free live streams, free on-demand videos, tons of free stuff, right? And you love the changes I made with stuff like KO Gaming, you like the vlogging I'm doing, you like everything I'm doing, you want it to continue, please consider pledging. This is your way to go above and beyond. And by the way, keep in mind, it's not just about the monthly goal, even though this is the focus for me to get this monthly goal going. You also get personal perks, like getting text or verbal thank yous, getting your questions answered on my Ask the King bi-monthly show. You can also get some pretty cool stuff like upgrades on the forums, again, being able to participate in events like this Patron's Choice. And you can even get a private Q&A video made. Everyone who I've made one for has loved them. Absolutely loved them. I try to go above and beyond in those videos to answer your questions and give you some kind of entertainment factor, but also, you know, give you some information about myself. So please, consider pledging if you haven't. This is going to be the big push for the end of the month, and it keeps me going. It allows me to keep doing this full-time on YouTube. It's been very successful since I started it a year and a half ago, and I'd like to keep it so. So, thank you everyone for your support. Alright, so that is it, everybody. For the pre-stream, we're going to get started. Thank you for being patient. We're going to open those loot boxes. It should be pretty fun to see what I get. And we'll go from there. Okay, everyone? Thank you. Thank you. And let us begin today's gameplay stream.